In this episode, we will try a different category of go-kart. A category that is very promising because it's fun and has very low costs. Today we're testing Tillotson carts.
Καλησπέρα, GP10 εδώ. Σήμερα έχουμε έρθει στο Go-Kart Volan στην πίστα του Λαγκαδά στη Θεσσαλονίκη και θα δοκιμάσουμε κάτι διαφορετικό. Αυτό εδώ το καρτάκι είναι ένα κάρτ με προέλευση την Αμερική, είναι τετράχρονο, αλλά συγχρόνως αγωνιστικό και είναι κάτι το οποίο εμένα προσωπικά μόνο που το είδα με έχει εντυπωσιάσει και θέλω πάρα πολύ να μπούμε μέσα τώρα και να το οδηγήσουμε.
Today we've come with Racing Line Academy, which has quite a few of these carts, so we are lucky to be able to test them. And as you can see, they look exactly like classic racing go-karts, with a key difference, the engine. And this is where these carts stand out. This is a special category and was created for one reason, to let you experience racing cars but with way lower expenses. And what is the difference with the engine? Classic racing go-karts have two-stroke engines. Their engines are small in displacement, lightweight and very powerful. But the downside of this is that they have very high maintenance costs. And just to have a comparison, the classic Rotax Singer engines are 125cc and deliver 29 horsepower. However, this kart has a 4-stroke engine. Less powerful, but the maintenance costs are a joke compared to the racing 2-stroke engines. And in this video, I will compare Tillotson cars both with racing go-karts and rental go-karts. And towards the end, we'll see how much this all costs. And trust me, you'll be surprised. Let's go on the track now, slowly at first, to see what this vehicle can offer us. The first feeling it gives us is that it is indeed a racing go-kart. You can feel that it is light and it responds to the slightest steering input. It has nice strong brakes, it's nothing like a rental kart, but that makes sense. It has a racing frame and it weighs as much as a racing go-kart, around 80 to 90 kilograms. Do you know how much the cars we race in rental events weight? Around 150 kilograms, almost a double. And now let's talk about power. This is where it seems a bit odd to some people. One thing you notice is that it lacks compared to a senior racing go-kart with 29 horsepower. This Tillotson kart has only 15 horsepower. And yes, I know it sounds low for a racing go-kart. You'll tell me, man, the rental go-karts have 13 horsepower. And I would almost agree. But let's go back to the weight. We are talking about a vehicle that is 70 to 80 kilograms lighter than a rental go-kart. And this makes a huge difference, and it plays a massive role in the car's performance and handling. So, even though it only has 15 horsepower, it's nothing like a rental go-kart. It's much more powerful, and you can see it in the lap times that these carts put down on the truck. The stint is coming to an end, and I come out with a big smile. But we are not done yet. We'll go through 3 stints in total. The stint went well, I know the truck very good, so I got into rhythm quickly. Where I think I'm losing time is the braking zone before the right hairpin. Now, my fastest lap time was 37.3, but let's move on to our next stint, and I'll show you the lap times of other go-kart categories, so that you can compare. In my next stint, I'll be going in with those little terrorists from the Mini category. It's one of my favorite categories because it's funny to watch these little kids who don't fear a single thing. They race and make overtakes with no sense of fear. They're just perfect. And we go together on the track because the lap times between my kart and them, it's almost the same. Of course, this does mean that they're slow. And to make it clearer, let's take a look at the lap times of cars of different categories in this truck, with drivers around 80 kilos. Let's start with the rentals. The truck has some Paralink cars with 270 engines, and they do lap times around 44 to 45 seconds. The 390 go-karts lap around 40 to 41 seconds. The Tillotson today are doing around 35 to 36 second laps, the same as a mini racing category. Meanwhile, the seniors, the one with the 29 horsepower, were doing 33 second laps. So what do you think of these times? Personally, it's clear that the Tillotsons are much closer to the racing go-karts than the rentals. Of course, this is a small truck, only 750 meters, so the differences are smaller. A few words about the engine in this car. The engine is also small. It's only 200cc, but it revs really high. Again, comparing it to the classic rental go-karts that rev around 3500 RPM, this engine goes up to 6500 RPM, so it can deliver more power despite the small displacement. And why 200cc? Because in this way, the engine can be small in size and also lightweight. It weighs about the same as a 2-stroke engine, and 20 kilos less than a typical 4-stroke engine. So where does this leave us in terms of power? power? No, it cannot compare to a classic Rotax Senior engine. But also, you cannot compare it with the rentals. And this is reflected at the lap times we saw earlier. End of my stint and the impressions are only positive. I came out again with a big smile because I'm having fun. You do not need 500 horsepower to have fun. You just need a vehicle and competition, and that's enough. I've never missed having more power in the races we do. When there's so much competition, it's all you need. Let's go for my last stint, this time aiming to set a good lap time. And guys, this thing really impressed me for a number of reasons. And the main one being that it is fun. You drive it and you have a good time, and that's the most important thing. And now let's dive into the cost as I do my fastest laps. Let's start with the cost of the cart. If you buy this cart brand new, along with this engine, it costs around 3,700 euro. Do you know how much a brand new senior racing go-kart costs? More than 9,000 euros. In other words, for the price of a brand new senior cart, you can buy 2 Tillotson carts and still have around 2,000 euros left over. The difference is that big. Then we have the maintenance costs that are much lower. The services are not that frequent nor as expensive. These are engines that last longer, and that's really important. But it doesn't stop there. Due to the nature of this category, in many countries where there are championships just with this cart, there are also restrictions on the tires. In some countries, you're allowed at only 2 or 3 sets of tires for the entire season. In traditional 2-stroke races, you can go through several sets in just one race, and we are talking about sets of tires that cost around 200 euros. So you can understand that we are talking about a championship that is actually affordable. And that's the biggest issue with motorsports. It's very expensive, and as the years go by, it's getting even more costly, making it inaccessible for someone who isn't making a lot of money. So categories like this are lifesaver. Right now you can find Tillotson championships in the following countries. In my country, in Greece, there's nothing of course, but I hope that this will change in the future. And my fastest lap time for today is 36.2, and of course this can be improved a lot.
Αυτό είναι λοιπόν το kart. Θέλω να μου πείτε πώς σας φάνηκε, γιατί εγώ σας είπα εντυπωσιάστηκα πάρα πολύ. Παρόλο που δεν έχει τη δύναμη του δίχρονου, του κλασικού αγωνιστικού, είναι πάρα πολύ καλό. Και όπως είδατε, χρόνοι είναι κοντά σε άλλα αγωνιστικά. Οπότε γράψτε μου κάτω σχόλια με την άποψή σας, αν έχετε οδηγήσει κι εσείς αυτό το kart, και τα λέμε στην πίστα.